Turn now to weather and traffic with Karen Rogers and Sharifa Jackson in for Matt Pellman. It's mild out there.
It is. And you know, I spent all day yesterday thinking it was Mondays. So for today to be Fridays,
hey,
it's just great.
You got through your week really quickly.
Yeah, but it's a little rocky start.
It's a rocky start, especially north and west where we've got some of those storms coming down right now. So as the kids are getting ready for the bus stop, we'll still be dealing with the rain at that point. So coming down, you're going to want the umbrella, but it is really unusually mild. 64 degrees at time of pickup. Temps aren't going very far today, about 66 at drop-off, but we're not only are we dry at that point, I think we see some peaks of sun, especially if you're north of the city where those clouds will break a little earlier. Let's show you Storm Tracker 6. We've got a number of lightning strikes right now in our northwest suburbs, not in South Jersey just yet. But as we zoom into this cell in particular, this thunderstorm that's creating problems for you in Chester County, just north of East Nottingham Township and Callan Township. Trudefron, you're about to get even wetter. You've got some light rain now in that area of red moving right in. In Limerick this morning, you're waking up and you've got a thunderstorm. Few lightning strikes happening right now, as well as in Richland Township. So not quite in the city just yet, but moving through the area. And we've got these downpours through the very early morning commute. So we're seeing that now, a little bit more behind that as well. So it's going to be an active morning out there. Expect that rain. Let's talk about when it dries out. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock, we've got that rain, but it really shuts off between 9 and 10. By lunchtime, you're dry, no problems. At 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock, maybe you even see a couple of peaks of sun. So it's mild this afternoon. We make it up to 66 degrees in the city, but Sharifa, it's a wet start, just especially if you're in those northwest suburbs right now.
Yes, it's a wet start to the morning on the roads, not looking that great. When I say rocky start, this is what I mean. We already have our first crash on the Schuylkill Expressway this morning, Gulf Mills area, this south of Gulf Road. You can see this police car right here. This is on the westbound side, is kind of monitoring it. The crash happened a little further up, is out of our camera view. At least 2 cars are involved, is blocking that right lane. So you want to be aware of that. Cars are able to get past it. Don't have too much on the road early this morning, but you want to be aware of that happening as of right now. Out in Burlington, we also are watching another crash that happened 295 south of Rancocas Woods in Delran. Cars are able to go around this. This is also blocking the right lane and the southbound side of things, but 62 miles per hour, 71 miles per hour is not looking like it's causing too much of an issue this morning. What we're also monitoring is also a down utility pole out in Chester, Route 796 between Kennett Oxford Bypass and Gap Newport Pike. Doesn't seem too busy over there, but that is there. They're working to get that cleared up as of right now. And other than that, we're just dealing with a lot of wet roads this morning. This is a look at 95 south of Columbus Boulevard. You may run into some construction on the northbound side of things. Other than that, we're doing okay this Friday morning. Tam.
It is 4:46. Taking a live look here from Sky 6 out across Boathouse Row. We've got red and white. Looks like Phillies colors to me, but Karen, what can we expect from the skies?
Well, it's raining really hard right now and a number of lightning strikes. In fact, the National Weather Service has put out a severe thunderstorm warning until 5:30 this morning for this cell that is in our just west of the city right now and is moving to the east. It's moving at about 60 miles an hour here. And we also have some hail reported in some of these cells as well. Look at the number of lightning strikes that are coming down right now this morning. It is a mess for your morning commute with the rain and the lightning right now. If you're west of the city in West Goshen Township in East Marlboro, you're just at the edge of it now. But if you're crossing 202, 322 in Chester County, you're dealing with this heavy rain. In Marlboro Township, you're getting the worst of it. And just north of Chester, you see all those lightning strikes. They are progressing to the east. It's not just in the city just yet, but it's right at your doorstep. So this is moving in and it'll be hopping into South Jersey. If you're in Haddon Heights, you're going to be seeing this coming up. So in Buckingham Township, you've got the heavy rain. You're not dealing with the lightning strikes and the stronger wind that you have just to the south of you, but you've got that heavy rain there. And here we can see a few more cells right behind that. So we've got a wet start to the day. There's going to be a lot of water on the roads out there. No severe weather risk today, but we're watching Future Tracker. It looks like by about 9 o'clock, this all breaks up. It's not 100% dry, but we're not dealing with the same kind of thing. It's a spotty shower, 9, 10. 10. Even at 1 o'clock this afternoon, this model trying to say maybe a sprinkle in a couple of spots. But the afternoon is not only drier, you get some breaks of sun. And look at the temperatures right now. It's in some spots as much as 25 degrees warmer than yesterday morning. It's 67 in the city. It's 72 in Dover. Even in the Lehigh Valley, you're in the mid-60s right now. But it's not as if we're going higher today. We're kind of leveling off. So by 5 a.m., you're in the mid-60s. You've got that rain coming down. At 9 o'clock, you've got a shower or two, as well as at 11. 11 o'clock at 62 degrees, just a spotty sprinkle around. By 3 o'clock, you're back up to 68 with some peaks of sun. So the late afternoon and evening are pretty nice because it's mild and you get some breaks in the clouds. A raw easterly wind picks up tomorrow. So today you're waking up and here these temperatures are in the 70s. Tomorrow there's a real chill in the air, and then that front comes through part of our area on Sunday. And we're going to have a really big range in temperatures. In Williamsport, Sunday at lunchtime, it's 45. It's 81 in Richmond, Virginia. So it kind of depends exactly where that front lies. Here's your exclusive AccuWeather 7-day forecast. A wet morning and some late breaks of sun and 66. Tomorrow, cloudy, cool with some patchy drizzle or a shower around and 55. Sunday, some showers develop, 67 degrees for your high, but much cooler to the north, much warmer to the south. We're kind of in the middle of it on Sunday, but it's turning cooler behind that front. 55 on Monday. Tuesday, an Arctic air for April. We're only in the upper 40s, and we're going to have freeze warnings on Tuesday for Tuesday night. Wednesday, some 13 degrees below average. Not quite as cool, but still a chill in the air on Thursday. And 54. So a lot going on in the weather. But this morning, kind of rough. If you can, I don't know, hold off your commute, but I think it may take a little while to get this through.
Gotcha. All right. Thanks, Karen.
Thankfully, things are looking much better on the Schuylkill Expressway now. That crash I told you about earlier on Gulf Mills area is all clear, so you are able to move through. Again, it was in the westbound side of things, so still monitoring the areas. A lot of water on the road. You can see it as the cars drive by, the water kind of splashing up. And also from our cameras, too, it's just even hard to see it all. In the Bethlehem Pike, we had a new crash that just was reported. This is south of Susquehanna area. You can't even see it from the camera view because there's so many rain droplets on it, and it's quite dark out there as well. But that crash was reported in the northbound side of things. It's not really in this camera's view, but you want to be aware of that again in the northbound side of things out in the Bethlehem Pike. Otherwise, we're still watching this crash out in Burlington, 295 south of Rancocas Woods, and also the Delran area. This was in the southbound side of the area, but it doesn't seem to be causing too much of an impact. I know the right lane was blocked, but 70 miles per hour, 75 miles per hour, you're seeming to get around just fine this morning. Matt?
It is so humid out there. That's the number one thing you think about when you step out this morning.
And early, too. So.
Yeah, and I think what you think about is the lightning, the thunder that's coming down right now. So let's take a look outside right now, and you can see the lightning strikes that are live here as we look above the Commuter Berry Bridge. And Storm Tracker 6 with our multi-sweep scan showing a severe thunderstorm warning until 5:30 this morning for the cell that is now in the city itself. It is moving from West Goshen. It's in Marple Township. It's in the city, and starting now in Haddon Heights, you can see that the warning continues for Morristown, for Evesham, for Waterford, for Gloucester, for Glasper. We'll see if it weakens beyond this. But we've got a lot of lightning, some heavy downpours coming down with this. If you're in Marple Township, if you're traveling on the 30 bypass, on the Blue Route, in Chester along I-95, or even 295 or the New Jersey Turnpike here in New Jersey, it's not quite there just yet, but it's almost there. So you need to be careful as you're heading out right now. In fact, with Storm Tracker, I can show you this hail track. So look at the hail that is stretching right now from near Coatesville along the 30 bypass in East Marlboro Township, right on 202. If you were traveling on 202, you've got hail that was about quarter size coming down. That's enough to damage some vehicles in West Goshen and Concord Township, in Marple Township, and in Chester as well. So seeing that hail track with this severe thunderstorm that's rolling through right now. Also gusty winds as the storm comes through. Now, if you're in Millville and Dover, it's quiet right now, but right in the heart of our area, we have those cells moving through, and we widen out a little bit. And we've got a few more where that came from behind that. So likely the worst of it coming down right now, but we're not out of the woods for several hours now. It is warm out there. It's humid. It's 66 right now in the city, 66 degrees as you're heading out early this morning. So your morning commute's going to be a rough one. At 8, we'll still have some downpours around. By lunchtime, nothing more than a spotty shower and a lot of clouds. By 4 o'clock, some peaks of sun. and 68 degrees. But gotta watch as you're coming down right now, Sharifa.
Yeah, and if you can delay your commute, that's probably a good idea. We already have some speed restrictions in place down in Wilmington. Speeds are reduced to 55 miles per hour on I-495, and that's because of a rain precaution. You can see 54 miles per hour is how people are moving about right now. But again, it's early. We don't have too many cars on the road. But again, if you can delay your commute, that probably is a good idea. As far as travel times here in Philadelphia, 95, 13 minutes from Woodhaven Road to 676 on the Schuylkill Expressway. You're looking anywhere between 15 and 17 minutes to make that commute. So that is okay. But again, there's a lot of water on the roads, and you can tell from this camera right here. This is on the Bethlehem Pike. This is south of Susquehanna. You can see that lightning on the camera as well. These cars here, they're moving okay. We do have a crash reported in this area. It's a little bit out of the camera's view on the northbound side of things, so you want to be aware of that as well. But other than that, we are still monitoring this down utility pole out in Chester, Route 796 between Kennett Oxford Bypass and Gap Newport Pike. So you're going to take it slow this morning and be careful there, Matt.
Let's take a live look at two pictures for you. Well, at least one of them right here. That's the Ben Franklin Bridge, and you see the lightning out there in the sky, and you probably can hear the thunder as well. There's our second picture from our One Cathedral camera, taking a live look at the Franklin Institute and Logan Square. We got some boomers out there right now, Karen Rogers.
We certainly do. So we've got a severe thunderstorm warning, Matt, and it lasts until 5:15 this morning for parts of Newcastle County, Salem County, Gloucester, Camden, Burlington, Montgomery, Chester, Philadelphia, kind of the heart of our region right now. So I want to show you what it looks like on Storm Tracker 6. Here's the severe thunderstorm warning covering this area right here. You see all the lightning strikes and another cell behind it in Wilmington as well. But so the strongest cell that we're dealing with is the one right now that's coming through Philadelphia. It has already moved through Marple Township and Chester because it's moving pretty quickly to the east at about 50 miles an hour. There is hail in here that's quarter-size hail. That's enough to cause some minor damage to cars. But look at all the lightning strikes. We've been hearing the thunderstorm happening right here in the studio, seeing it light up on the skies. And here's the area that it's included in this warning area. It's Glassboro, it's Gloucester Township here, it's Mount Laurel, it's Winslow Township, and the city of Philadelphia right now. So let's take that off and kind of zoom into the lightning strikes and the heavy rain. You're getting it in West Deptford, right on Route 55. A live lightning strike right now in Mantua there as well. In Runnymede, that heaviest rain has just shifted through, but you're still seeing a lot of lightning behind that. In Gloucester Township on 42, on the Black Horse Pike, up on the New Jersey Turnpike near Cherry Hill and Mount Laurel. It's not as heavy in Mount Laurel as it is right now in Gloucester County, but you see that coming down. And that means even if you head out a half an hour from now, the roads are going to have a ton of water on it because of this rain that's coming down steadily. So you're going to want to watch for that. It is unusually mild. We're in the mid 60s. We've got that rain and thunderstorm coming down, and it'll be on and off continuing over the next several hours. By 9, 10 o'clock, it lightens up. And we're talking a spotty shower or two, Matt and Tam, but the morning commute is a rough one out there right now.
Not one of those possible around here, Karen, but it is nasty out there right now.
We're not seeing the twisting of the winds, but we're seeing strong winds and hail with these storms, and that's why we've got a severe thunderstorm warning happening right now until 5:30 this morning for the immediate area, but the National Weather Service just now expanded that till 6:30, and that's along the coastline as well. So we can see this cell, and the warning areas include parts of Gloucester, in Camden, in Burlington, Atlantic, and Ocean counties until 6:30 this morning. We've got wind gusts. At times, they saw some 60-mile-an-hour winds with these storms. Let's zoom into exactly what's happening right here, and you can see the one cell in question. Look at the number of lightning strikes that we're getting through right now through Gloucester County, along the AC Expressway here, in Waterford Township, in Evesham, in Morristown. You've got rain that is pouring down. Hold off that morning commute for a bit. Even beyond that, though, you're going to have water on the road. But right now, you've got the wind, the rain coming through. It's heading towards Tabernacle, and it's going to be heading towards the shore at this point. It's kind of pulling away from the city itself. The heaviest rain is already out of the city, but you're not done just yet. Look at the hail tracks. So you could be waking up with some light damage to your cars because we did have quarter-size hail in some of the strongest areas near West Goshen, along Route 1, in Chester County, along in Chester along I-95 here, just south of the city. And that hail track continued even through parts of Gloucester Township and almost through Evesham here. You can see that band of hail that came in these storms. And there's another cell I'm keeping an eye on behind it here in East Nottingham Township. And we can notice through Chester County all the lightning strikes with this. I'm not seeing quite as strong as wind with this or the hail just yet, but it's something we're keeping an eye on that's moving through Chester County. So a wider look, and you can see the system coming through. This is a weakened version of the same system that brought that tornado outbreak out to the west. And we're getting a few severe thunderstorms with this right now as it's rolling through the city during your morning commute. So as we look at Future Tracker, you'll be dealing with these cells coming in on and off over the next several hours. By the time you get to 9, 10 o'clock, you're looking at more of a spotty shower situation. So it happens at a bad time during your morning commute. Maybe not entirely dry at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, but mostly dry. Maybe a spotty sprinkle, not the cells that we're seeing out there right now. Part of the fuel for this is the humidity we have out there, and still warmth at this hour. It's 65 degrees. It's 70 in Dover. So all that is fueling these storms that are kind of moving through right now. So your hour by hour forecast showing these storms, the warm air in the morning, and then by the time you hit 9, 10 o'clock, it's dropping off, not 100% dry, maybe a spotty sprinkle, but not the storms we're seeing now. And by the end of the day, you get some peaks of sun. And temperatures are holding in the upper 60s at 4 o'clock. Behind this tomorrow, it's a raw easterly wind. It's kind of chilly. And then we're broken up a little bit on the summer to the south, cooler to the north on Sunday. Here's your exclusive AccuWeather 7-day. A wet morning. We've got concerns this morning for your morning commute. So be careful. If you can stall it, that's a better idea. By 9, 10 o'clock, it's a whole lot better out there this morning. And by the end of the day, you have some peaks of sun. Tomorrow, it's cloudy, cool with some drizzle or a shower around 55. A few showers may develop on Sunday and 67, but a lot warmer to the south and cooler to the north. Monday, behind that, it's cooler, 55. An Arctic blast Tuesday and Wednesday, you're only in the 40s. Thursday, not quite as cool, but still a chill in the air with a high of 54. Sharifa, I can imagine this is a tough one on the roads out there with that rain coming down.
Yeah, Karen, we're dealing with a lot of water on the road. You can see how slick they look here just from our camera's view. This is a look at the Schuylkill Expressway right around Girard Avenue area, and you want to take it slow for sure. And this is the time of morning when we know a lot of people are getting on the road more, so you want to take it slow. We're already seeing some speed restrictions like down in Wilmington. Speeds are reduced now to about 55 miles per hour on I-495, and this is because of rain precaution. You can see cars are moving at about 41 miles per hour. So that is something good. You want to take it slow out there, and speeds have dramatically reduced here as well in Burlington, where we had this crash that was reported probably about an hour ago. It was a major crash. They're still working to clear it up at 295. South of Rancocas Woods in the Delran area, see the cars are moving at 24 miles per hour, 19 miles per hour. You're going to want to take it slow this morning. Matt, Tam.
Stuff happening outside. We have Karen Rogers following that, plus Sharifa Jackson in for Matt.
Yeah, and it's pretty messy this morning.
It is. Weather and traffic going hand in hand out there this morning. Let's go to the Weather Center. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning, but I've got the update for you. So now it is expired for our Pennsylvania counties, and it's right now in New Jersey and parts of Gloucester, Camden, mostly Burlington and Atlantic County as is heading towards the shore. Here's the cell in question. With Storm Tracker 6 and our live sweep, we see the heavy rain. Look at the lightning with this. Currently 98 lightning strikes happening right now with this severe storm that's moving through. So it's in Evesham Township right now. It's on Route 70. You're getting just a dump of water here on 206 in Tabernacle in Burlington County and in Woodland Township as well. And so let's show you that's where it is. Here's where it's headed. So towards parts of Burlington and Ocean and Atlantic County, it'll exit off the coastline in Toms River. This is the hail track. So before it hit in New Jersey here, you've got a stretch of hail. You got to check your cars if you're out there parked in the zone. We had looks like a little over an inch hail with this that came down near West Goshen and Concord Township along 202 in Springfield, right in Chester along I-95. We had that inch hail through West Deptford on the Schuylkill Expressway through Gloucester Township just south of Maple Shade and into Evesham. So you've got a core of hail that came through with these severe storms and some 60-mile-an-hour winds with this. Now, it's not our only cell. We've got another another one behind it in Chester County and East Nottingham Township. Here in Kennett Square, it's in Wilmington along I-95, and that'll hop into New Jersey too. I'm not noticing anything severe with this yet, and the Storm Prediction Center hasn't said that just yet, but it looks like still you're getting lightning and some downpours. So here's a wider view of this. You see this kind of crossing the city right now through the heart of our region. This is the worst of it coming through, but we're not done with it immediately after that. It takes a few hours. 65 degrees. It's warm and humid, and that's just kind of fueling these storms. We don't often see severe storms early in the morning, but it's unusually warm and humid. Still at 8, some downpours around. By lunchtime, Sharifa, it's cloudy, maybe a spotty shower, nothing more, and some breaks of sun at 4 o'clock and 68.
Yeah, so we just have to get through this. But you spoke on it a little earlier. Jersey is where we're seeing the most problems. Route 42, everything is okay here, but you can see how wet the roads are and how slick it is. So you'll want to be careful. You'll want to take it slow. But as far as this crash, we've been following all morning in Burlington, 295 south of Rancocas Woods and Delran. The southbound side of things, it's moving extremely slow here, 21 miles per hour. That's actually an improvement from what we saw a little bit earlier, but cars are still moving extremely slow as they work through that car accident that's blocking the right lane and also the storms that are moving through at the same exact time as well. We're also monitoring this crash that just popped up in Chester, Cochranville, Limestone Road, and Gap Newport Pike. It's blocking that intersection in that area over there. You want to watch for that. But as far as travel times, if you're on the Blue Route, we're creeping up just a little bit for this early this morning, about 15 minutes southbound from 76 to 95, 17 minutes if you're traveling the opposite direction. So we are moving, but again, we are moving slow because it is storming out there. Again, we're monitoring speed restrictions down in Wilmington, 55 miles per hour on I-495. That's where the speeds are reduced because of this rain precaution and the storms that are moving through as well. But we aren't seeing too much traffic that is down there. But out here also in Chester, we're also still following this down utility pole that came down right at Route 796 between Kennett, Oxford Bypass and Gap Newport Pike. So altogether things are moving slow. You want to be careful, seeing a lot of accidents out there too. Tam?
We have a severe thunderstorm warning for parts of the Jersey Shore right now as we take a live look at Atlantic City on this Friday morning. Karen Rogers has that important information for us.
Yeah, that's right, Matt. So it lasts until 6:15 this morning, and this is the cell that's been producing some 60-mile-an-hour gusts, some 1-inch hail. So it has already moved through the city right now, and it's heading towards the Jersey Shore. So mostly cutting through Gloucester, through the southern edge of Gloucester County, but really through Burlington and Ocean counties right now until 6:15. So let's show you what it looks like on the radar. And here you can see all the lightning strikes that we've had right through the core of our area. Even though that's the one cell that's severe, I'm noticing another here that's crossing Wilmington with a lot of lightning strikes, some heavy rain. It's in Woolwich Township right now and heading through Gloucester County and then into Camden County and Burlington County as well. In the city itself, we have some steady rain. It's not as heavy. We're not dealing with anything severe in the city that has already passed us by over the last hour. So conditions are improving in part of the region as that cell heads towards the shoreline. You'll be dealing with it there. Temperatures are unusually warm this morning. We're in the mid to upper 60s in spots, and we've got that rain coming down, the lightning, even some hail in these storms. At 7 o'clock, you're still dealing with this. At 8 o'clock, you've got some downpours around. But by 9 and 10 o'clock, we're drying out. Nothing more than a spotty shower around. We could still have a spotty shower even as late as lunchtime, but much of the area by that point dry. The late afternoon, Matt and Tam, we actually get some breaks of sun. So it's not too bad late today, but we're in it right now. So we're kind of walk you through it and go over that 7-day forecast too, coming up in a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Karen.
Let's take a look at Storm Tracker 6 live radar because we are busy this morning with the rain coming down, and we still have a severe thunderstorm. It has already moved through Philadelphia, but now we can see this storm that is exiting towards the coastline. But new just coming in right now is another severe storm that we're watching. And I'd mentioned I've been keeping an eye on that one. And now the National Weather Service is saying, yeah, we've got to watch this one too. That's in Wilmington and has yet to tear through Gloucester and Camden and Burlington counties, heading towards the shore in Ocean and Atlantic counties. That's where those storms are wrapping up. We are seeing some 1-inch hail reported in some of these storms and some 60-mile-an-hour gusts. I'm getting reports of a downed tree near the Blue Route because of this. So let's take a look right now at Storm Tracker 6. This is the first storm storm that's exiting the coast already. It's moving through so quickly. It's almost at the coast right now in Tom's River. You can see that lightning strike. At one point, we had about 100 lightning strikes near the city, and now that's pushing towards the coastline. So you still have that heavy rain in Mount Laurel, heavy rain in Browns Mills, and now it's almost in Tom's River and offshore. But how about the next one? So here's the new severe storm warning, and you can kind of see how it's bowing out a little bit. So still some strong winds pushing this one as well. We've got heavy rain, a number of lightning strikes. It's right now centered in Woolwich Township. If you're driving on the New Jersey Turnpike commuting this morning, you've got downpours, you've got some heavy rain and lightning and some strong winds right along 322. In the northern parts of it, it's in Chester, right along I-95, kind of exiting Wilmington in Woolwich and Piles Grove. If you're in Glassboro, if you're in Rowan University, about to head to school, I mean, duck in quick because that heavy rain is just minutes from you right now. In Gloucester Township on Route 30 and Waterford, it is coming your way as well. So that's the severe thunderstorm warning heading through Gloucester and Camden counties. Right now, let's look at the hail tracks. Now, the new severe storm, I'm not seeing as much hail, but we had hail little over an inch with this severe storm that tore through the city. So everywhere from Marple Township in Chester, you had inch hail. In Haddon Heights right now, just south of the city. In Gloucester Township in Evesham, you've had that core of the hail coming in with this severe storm. We widen out a little bit. If you're in the Lehigh Valley, you're saying, what is she talking about? I've had a couple of showers. The severe issues that we've had have been mostly just south of the city as they roll through. And we've got another storm out in Baltimore. We'll see if that kind of clips us as well. So we're not done with this yet. Modeling kind of showing by 9, 10 o'clock, we have a few spotty showers out there, not the storms we're dealing right now. What timing, right? Just through the morning commute. Now at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it's mostly dry. Can't rule out a spotty shower, but mostly dry. And then late day, you get some breaks of sun. It is warm. It's 64 right now in the city. It's 70 in Dover, but the warmth and the humidity is just fueling the storms. It's unusual to see severe storms this early in the morning, but it's unusual to be 65 degrees at this time of year this early in the morning. So at 6, 7, 8 o'clock, we've got those storms rolling through. You got to watch for those downpours. If you can hold that commute to 9, 10 o'clock, it's a lot better. Nothing more than a spotty shower around here or there. And by 2 o'clock, a lot of clouds. By 4 o'clock, some breaks of sun and 68 degrees. Late day is nice. Here's your exclusive AccuWeather 7-day. Wet morning, and we've got a rough morning out there. 66 for your high this afternoon. You see some breaks of sun. Tomorrow, it's chilly, a high of 55, little drizzle or a shower around. A few showers develop on Sunday and 67. Behind that front on Sunday, look how cool it is. 55 on Monday. Tuesday, some Arctic air, 48, 49. On Wednesday, we're going to have some freeze mornings Tuesday into Wednesday. Thursday, not as cool, and 54. So much happening so early on a Friday morning.
A cornucopia of delights.
We don't want any of it.
I don't think the cornucopia, yes, but not delightful.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah, this is not a fun Friday morning. No. And anytime you see flashing lights, that's never a good idea. This is what Karen had mentioned about a downed tree on the Blue Route. This is Swarthmore area. This camera right here, 476 at Avondale Road. You can see the flashing lights. The tree is a little bit ahead in the southbound lanes. The cars, they have to maneuver around that. You see the traffic is starting to build just a little bit as they work to get around that, and the police are monitoring the area right now. So we're going to keep an eye on that. That just popped up not too long ago as people commute and move through. But as far as these storms, especially in Jersey, that's where we're seeing the most issues. 295 southbound, Route 47, we had a new crash that just popped up out this way. Monitoring that. This is also in the southbound lanes, and that's where we're seeing most of the issues on 295 is in the southbound lanes. We're also still monitoring this crash where you can see the speeds are down to 13 miles per hour in the Burlington area. 295 south of Rancocas Woods and Delran, 9 miles per hour a little further up. Again, this is also on the southbound side of things, so we're dealing with the most issues here in Jersey. We've been monitoring these crashes as people work to get around the accident and also through the storms at the same time. Out in Chester, we're also monitoring a crash. This is at Limestone Road and Gap Newport Pike in Cochranville. We're also watching a down utility pole in Chester as well. Route 796 between Kennett, Oxford Bypass and Gap Newport Pike. So we're working to see all of this. Hopefully they get it cleared up. You want to take it slow out there. We'll be back right after this short break.
Does anyone want to go outside right now?
No.
Yeah, I would.
This weather might get in the way.
It's a little too much
Just
right
hold
now.
up, get an aluminum bat, in fact.
The humidity would just make it drop like this.
As long as there's no lightning.
Terrible ideas. There's a lot of lightning out there right now. Let's take a look outside right now and show you what it looks like. And it looks as miserable as it is with that rain coming down. Let's talk about the severe storms at this moment. So we have one that's exiting the coastline right now at Toms River, but the new one until 6:45 this morning. And I like this map without the radar on it, just to kind of eyeball it and show you where the worst of it is right now. It's cutting through Cumberland, through Salem, Gloucester, Camden, Burlington, Ocean, Atlantic counties. So that's the area of concern at the moment. This is the cell that I'm talking about. 85 lightning strikes just within the past few minutes, showing you how active this storm is. You've got heavy rain. We've had 1-inch hail in some spots with these storms. So in Wilmington, you've got a live lightning strike right there. In Pilesgrove in Salem County. In Glassboro, the kids driving around and rowing. I hope you don't have really early classes or teachers heading there, because it's nasty with that rain coming down. And you can see how those strong winds are creating a little bit of a bow echo, kind of pushing it out here. You can tell by the way that cell is curved here that it's dealing with some strong winds coming in. In Gloucester Township as well, right on the AC Expressway. So that's the main concern right now. And this is where it's heading. It's almost in Winslow. So not quite yet, but if you're in Winslow Township in Gloucester County, watch out, because that heavy rain, that storm is at your doorstep here. It's moving through parts of Burlington, near Galloway Township, up towards Surf City and Atlantic City are included in that warning cell. This is the core of the hail that came through. We saw 1-inch hail out there. So you have to be careful and check your cars everywhere, stretching from Evesham to Runnymede to West Deptford, out through Chester as well. A quick wider look and we can see all the lightning strikes we're dealing with north of the city. Not a big deal. Your northwest suburbs, you're okay now, but the area is really just south of the city. 65 degrees the current temperature as you're heading out the door. A quick look at the day ahead. At 8 o'clock, we still have some downpours or storms around, but Sharifa, by lunchtime, nothing more than a spotty sprinkle. And by 4 o'clock, you have some breaks of sun and 68.
So we have something to look forward to,
Yes.
but right now it's just not fun out there. We've been monitoring the blue route. Before it was Jersey, we were seeing the most issues. Now it's the blue route right now. This is 476 right around Avondale Road. You can see those flashing lights a little further up southbound lanes here. We had a down tree. You can see only one lane is getting by right now. But if you look at this sign right here, flooding just ahead. We're also dealing with some flooding now on the blue route that is causing some major issues as people make their morning commute. So you want to continue to monitor that. As far as travel times on the blue route, you can see in those southbound lanes, we're moving up to 29 minutes now from 76 to 95. Opposite direction, you're looking about 18. So that's just creeping up more and more as they deal with all of those issues. Over in Jersey, where we were monitoring that accident that happened on 295 southbound right at Route 47, we also have a down tree that happened in that same immediate area. You can see all of the red on the map. So people are slowed down because both of those now, the southbound lanes as well, down tree and a car accident that they have to make their way by. And we're still monitoring this crash that happened way earlier, but it's taking a bit for them to clear it up south of Rancocas Woods. Delran exit 43, 17 miles per hour, 12 miles per hour. We're moving really slow out there this morning. Matt.
Sky 6 taking a live look at a soggy Logan Square in Philadelphia on this Friday morning. Yeah, another lightning flash out there right now. Let's see where this storm is moving right now with Karen Rogers.
We're seeing a lot of that lightning out there this morning, Matt. We still have severe storm warnings. I want to start with this shot again to give you an idea where it is until 6:45 this morning. And we can see they've shifted a little through parts of southern Gloucester, Camden, just the edge of Salem County there into Burlington and Ocean counties until 6:45. And look at all the lightning strikes that we're dealing with this as well. I want to zoom in right here and show you this is the cell that's the severe storm right now. And we can see it pushing through Gloucester Township, and it's continuing along the AC Expressway in Winslow, almost in Buena Vista at the moment. How about the precipitation rates? Now, it's not sitting here for an hour, but look at this cell producing as much as 3 inches an hour. And I point that out to you because you're driving through that. It's hard to see. Your windshield wipers just can't keep up with that. So if you're in parts of South Jersey, just stall the commute because it's coming down right now. And I do want to point out that if you're in Philadelphia, If you're northwest suburbs in Norristown, Montgomery Township, Upper Euclid, you're talking just a couple of sprinkles out there. It's not as big of a deal as it is south of the city, cutting through South Jersey, and there is another cell behind that I'll get to in a minute. But meanwhile, as you head outside, not only do you have the storms, you have really mild, humid conditions. We're already in the low to mid 60s here through the region. By 9, 10 o'clock, it's nothing more than a couple of showers. It gets a lot better in a hurry. Late afternoon, Matt and Tam, we got some peaks of sun and a high today in the upper 60s. We'll talk about some cold air coming in the 7-day in a few minutes.
All right, sun would be good to see a little later.
And welcome back in. If it's one place you don't want to be right now, it's out on the roads. We just have accident after accident happening now. This is the latest one happening on I-95 right near the Walt Whitman Bridge. These are in the southbound lanes, and you can see first responders, they are there. The cars are scattered around. Only one, maybe two lanes are getting by in this area right now, but you can still see how slick the roads are. It's been quite a messy morning so far, but we've been monitoring the Blue Route. We have an accident, we have a downed tree, and we also have one lane getting by because of flooding as well. So this is I-476 at Beatty Road, and you see just all of the traffic there, especially in those southbound lanes. So it's not looking good on the Blue Route. This is a little further ahead, Avondale Road, where we have the sign here alerting people of the flooding ahead. Here is where we only have one lane getting through. So you want to be careful over there. But as far as your travel times on the Blue Route, because of all of this that is happening, is just continuing to creep up even at this hour. Southbound from 76 to 95, 38 minutes at this point. If you're going the opposite direction, you're looking about 18 minutes, so you want to take it slow out there. It's just not a fun morning out here. Tam.
Time now to go to Karen Rogers because it is an active morning out there. We have lightning strikes and a lot of rain.
And we continue to have severe thunderstorm warnings, Tam. So we've got one right now until 6:45 this morning, and it's pushing through South Jersey and towards the coastline. So mostly at this point through parts of Burlington, Atlantic, and Ocean counties, just kind of clipping the southern edge of Camden and Gloucester counties. But I'm keeping an eye on this other cell behind it as well. Most of this remaining south of the city. North of the city, it's been a lot quieter. But let's zoom into the cell that's right now severe. Still a number of lightning strikes here and coming down heavily in Winslow Township, in Waterford Township, in Tabernacle along 206 in New Jersey, and pushing towards the shore points. Here's the next one behind it in Middletown, Delaware, starting to get wet again with a thunderstorm almost in Wilmington. No severe warnings with this one just yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if that develops. And if it holds together, it'll hit parts of Salem and Cumberland County. So the same areas, mostly south of the city, getting hit with this. But I am now looking at some damage reports. In Paulsboro, New Jersey, we've had 3/4 of an inch of hail causing some issues. And we did have kind of a core of hail cutting just south of the city, even through our northwestern suburbs this morning. And also wind damage in Westville here in Gloucester County. A tree blew down on a vehicle, and that was about 5 o'clock this morning. So we saw those storms tear through. We're seeing wind damage and hail damage because of this. And there's a lot of water on the road. Now in our northwest suburbs and in the Lehigh Valley, you're not getting much. You had a couple of showers out there. You've got a sprinkle in Allentown. You're not entirely done. But the core of the gusty storms have been south of the city with it. They've only been straight line winds, but some strong winds up to 60 miles an hour. Now future tracker showing by 9 o'clock, couple of spotty showers out of here. Not a big deal. It's just during the morning commute that it's so rough. Even at 1 o'clock this afternoon, it's mostly dry, but can't rule out maybe a spotty sprinkle in a couple places, again, more south of the city. Right now, we have warm, humid conditions fueling these storms, even at this hour. 64 degrees right now in the city, 70 in Dover, 61 in Allentown. So your hour-by-hour forecast showing if you can stall to maybe 9 o'clock or so, it's a lot better. Now, if you're north and west of the city, it's not severe out there. You're getting a couple of showers. But if you're south of the city, maybe stall your commute. 7, 8, 9 o'clock, the rain is still coming down. Between 9 and 10, it starts to shut off. And maybe at lunchtime, a spotty shower. But then through the afternoon, you have even some peaks of sun trying to break through the clouds. And it's warm today with temperatures reaching the mid to upper 60s, not really going very far from where we are right now. Here's your exclusive AccuWeather 7-day. So it is a rough morning this morning on the roads with the rain and storms coming down. The afternoon's drier, some peaks of sun. Tomorrow only 55. It's chilly, cloudy and cool, some patchy drizzle or a shower around. A few showers on Sunday and 67. Behind that front on Sunday, and it's going to be a lot cooler to the north, warmer to the south. So Sunday's a tricky day. But behind that front, look how chilly it gets next week. Monday, 55. Tuesday, 48. Tuesday night, we're going to have freeze mornings around. I mean, it's Arctic air. Wednesday, 49. Hopefully you didn't do your planting. It's a little too soon. Thursday, not as cool. And 54 degrees. But you know what? Before we worry about next week, we got to get through the morning commute out there.
As David Byrne once said, stop making sense.
That's right.
But right now, of course, the story is you need that umbrella and you got to watch out for the lightning strike. So let's get you right on over to Karen Rogers and Sharifa Jackson to talk about your traffic and your AccuWeather. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, you need that umbrella, you need that poncho, you need to just stay off the roads too.
I think that's the trouble, that even where it's not raining now, because in a lot of spots it's getting a lot better right now. The trouble is there's so much water on the roads that you're going to be dealing with it. So let's show you what's happening right now on Storm Tracker 6. We have our multi-sweep scan to show you the issues. They have canceled the severe storm warnings at the moment. So our first one is pushed off the coastline. Our second one has weakened a little bit as it's heading through Burlington County. So although it has yet to put through Ocean County, they canceled the warning. You just have some heavy rain. The next one I'm keeping an eye on is just entering New Jersey and kind of crossing the bay right now. I think beyond that, it's looking less threatening. But this is one right now that's weakening as it moves through, but still producing a lot of lightning and some heavy rain. It's past Winslow and Chemung now, and it's heading towards Ocean County. But here's the one that I'm a little worried about, that they may produce a severe thunderstorm with this. And this is heading through parts of Salem and Cumberland County and into Gloucester County as well. So it's moving out of Wilmington and into Woolwich Township at the moment, and as Middletown, Delaware right now as well. As we look at the precipitation rates, it's coming down almost 2 inches an hour, 1.93. So although it's not going to sit there for an hour, it's kind of blinding as it's coming down that steadily. It's hard for the windshield wipers to keep up with that. Now, if you're in Philadelphia, north and west, it's been pretty quiet. You have some showers out there, not as big of a deal. 64 degrees the current temperature right now, 70 in Dover, with the humid conditions, especially down to the south, kind of fueling those storms that have mostly been south of the city. A few more showers or downpours around at 8 at 63. By 9, 10 o'clock, just a couple of spotty sprinkles, so try to delay the commute a little. At lunchtime at 65. By 4 o'clock, Sharifa, a peak of sun or two, we'll take it after the morning we've had out there. And I'm looking at the water on the roadway on I-95 too.
Yeah, there's a lot of water on the road, and we're still monitoring this crash that happened here, but it looks like it's pretty much cleared up now. We have an officer that's still monitoring the area, but they've opened up 2 of the lanes now, so cars are able to freely get through on the southbound side of things here in 95. This camera's right near the Walt Whitman Bridge. But if you are headed to the airport this morning, we have some reports of some flooding on 95 closer to the airport area, southbound side of things as well. So you want to be aware that, again, it's a lot of water on the road, so it can make things extra slippery if you are out there. Back on the blue route, we've been watching this for the past 30 minutes or so, and it's just a mess out there. We have a downed tree, we have flooding, we have an accident, all in the immediate same area, especially near Swarthmore. This is 476 at Beatty Road, and you can just see all the cars that are just piled up here. It doesn't really look like they're moving at all. If you have an alternate route or can go some back ways, I would probably do that if you can. But here over in Jersey, 295 Belmar area, we are still watching this crash. We also had a downed tree, some flooding all in the same immediate area here as well on the southbound side of things. 295 route right at Route 47, exit 25. So we're still monitoring that. Things have been moving very slowly over there. In Wilmington, though, we do have some speed restrictions. They've been here all morning because they typically do have some flooding, especially on 495 when they get a lot of rain. Reduced to 55 miles per hour right now. Monitoring all of this. You want to take it slow this morning. Tam.
It is now 6:41. Time to take a live look, and the raindrops on the screen tell the story, Karen Rogers.
They sure do. That rain is decreasing somewhat in intensity. We currently do not have any severe storm warnings, but I wouldn't be surprised still to see something come out of that one cell that's heading right now through Salem County. So looking at it, our first severe warning that we had was a cell that's way offshore now. The next one weakened a little bit as it's moving through Surf City. At the moment, it's still producing rain and lightning, but not severe damage out there. The next one we're keeping an eye on. It's not a severe storm, but it looks to have some of the components to that it's moving through Salem and Cumberland counties in New Jersey. But you get the idea that most of this, has been Philadelphia area, just south of the city out there this morning. In fact, as we look, though, we haven't given a lot of love to our northwest suburbs. It's nothing severe, but the rain is picking up a little bit right now. You can tell by the areas of yellow in Upper Providence, in Easttown Township, in West Goshen. If you're traveling in these areas, it's raining pretty good. We haven't been talking about it as much because it's not the pounding rain, the lightning, the strong winds and hail that we had south of the city. But nonetheless, you're about to get a little wetter in those northwest suburbs with that rain picking up. As you look at the rain overall this morning, you can see it's been mostly south of the city. These little specks of green where you've had these storms kind of cutting through right here just south of the city. And in those areas, you've got about an inch. Everywhere else, you had significantly less with that rainfall coming down. Currently, as you're heading out the door, we do have some rain in the area and still some lightning through South Jersey and Delaware. Temperatures are mild in the low 60s right now. By 9-10 o'clock, it lessens in intensity. A couple of showers are out there. And then by the afternoon, guys, the high is the upper 60s, and we're talking maybe some peaks of sun. But we'll talk about colder air in that 7-day. A lot going on in the 7-day coming up in just a minute.
But Karen Rogers, this is an issue on so many levels. Could tree limbs fall?
It is.
Skidding on the roads, giving yourself some time and patience.
And what we're looking at right now is not as serious as it was an hour ago, but nonetheless, you've got some downpours and you still have some wind out there with this. Let's look at Storm Tracker 6 with our multi-sweep scan right now to show you what's going on. We have our first severe storm that was pushed off the coastline. Our next one really weakened as it hit Surf City, but still producing a lot of rain right now. So no severe warnings at the moment. But in Little Lake Harbor Township, right along Route 9 on the Garden State Parkway, you have lightning and you've got that rain coming down pretty good. Here's our next storm. No severe warnings with this, but it moved out of Delaware and into New Jersey. Now it's in Washington Township. If you live in Gloucester County, it's really getting wet right now. In Pittsgrove Township, you've got a lot of lightning, and it's almost in Millville at the moment as it moves from Dover. In your northwest suburbs, it's nothing threatening at this point. No winds with this, no strong, we're not seeing any strong winds. We're not seeing hail. We're not seeing lightning, but you're getting a good amount of rain right now. If you're in Marple Township, if you were in Lower Merion, in Radnor, in Norristown, in Skippack, crossing the Blue Route and the Schuylkill right now, you've got that rain picking up almost in the city at this point. So watch for that. The severe issues have been more south of the city. A couple of those damage reports, Tam mentioned one, another one in Westville. A tree blew down on a vehicle in Gloucester County at 5 o'clock this morning. We had 1-inch hail in Folsom and a number of spots just south of the city. You had that 1-inch hail out there. Satellite and radar showing, although we're not seeing anything threatening to the west, it's still raining to the west. It's going to take a little bit before we dry out of here. But it is just rain without the storms. At 9 o'clock, still a couple of showers around, but mostly dry. Even at 1 o'clock this afternoon, maybe south and west of the city, a spotty sprinkle. Mostly dry this afternoon, and in fact, we see some peaks of sun. Unusually warm right now, 65 in the city, 72 in Dover this morning, and feeling kind of humid. That helped to fuel some of these storms. They kind of overperformed as they moved through the area. So at 7, 8, 9 o'clock, we've got a few downpours in some spots, mostly south of the city, but it's still wet out there, and you got to be careful. But we're not seeing the same threat of storms at this point. By 11 o'clock, it's mostly dry. By 3 o'clock, some peaks of sun and 68 degrees. The later afternoon hours aren't bad, but then we go cooler tomorrow. Here's your exclusive AccuWeather 7-day forecast. Maybe some late breaks of sun, 66 for your high. Tomorrow, 55. It's cloudy, it's cool. You've got some drizzle or a shower in the morning. On Sunday, a few showers develop, especially late in the day at night. That's when it looks most active. In the morning, there could be a passing shower. 67, but a lot cooler to the north and even warmer to the south. Kind of depends on where you are Sunday. Look at what happens Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. 55 Monday. Tuesday, Arctic air, 48. We're going to have freeze warnings Tuesday night. The overnight low 32 in the city. It'll be in the 20s in the suburbs. Wednesday, 13 degrees below average, 49. By Thursday, not quite as cool in 54. So we've got a really active morning. And I know, Matt and Tam, it's been tough out there as people trying to get ready to go.
All the issues on the Blue Route this morning. We're monitoring this crash. We also have a downed tree and flooding. This is right near Beatty Road. You can see the traffic is really blocked up on the southbound side of things. 95, we have some flooding we're watching right near the airport. Is blocking the left lane. You want to take it slow out there, people. Karen?
No severe storms at this moment. We sure dealt with them this morning, but we still have rain. We've got lightning through the area. It is decreasing in intensity, so it's going to get better. But if you could stall the morning commute, it would be a lot better by 9 o'clock. Right? Even at 8 o'clock, though, we'll have a few downpours around. By lunchtime, a lot of clouds, nothing more than a spotty shower, and even some peaks of sun this afternoon, and that'll feel good.
It will.